Hi guys, this is your reading for Sunday the 18th of March. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Rider-Waite deck for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to know for this day, how to use the energy to your advantage, and what the day is all about really. So let's have a look. Okay, so we have the Star, the Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune. How wonderful. Okay, so the Star is about getting vulnerable and getting honest with yourself. That's why she's nude, because she's stripped away the clothing. She could be a noblewoman or she could be a peasant. We don't know. She could be wearing, you know, a potato sack or the finest silk and jewels. But it doesn't matter because she's got to the truth of who she is without artifice. And what she's doing is she's detoxing herself emotionally. That's what these jugs and the water being poured out represents. And the more she detoxes herself and the more honest she is with herself, the more each one of these stars is able to shine. And each star is a hope for the future. So I let go of one disappointment and a new hope springs up. I make space for joy and love in my life by letting go of my last failed relationship, by the guilt I have over how I treated my mother, about the failed marriage that was a huge disappointment. I'm detoxing all of that. I'm letting go of it. I'm drawing a line under it. And because nature doesn't like a vacuum, when you let go of these things and you stop blaming yourself for them, your genuine hopes and dreams come back to life. Dreams never die, and your hopes never die. They're always there. They just become obscured by negative experiences and emotional pain and cynicism and bitterness and all of the things that we pick up as we go through life and as we have negative experiences. And today is a day where you focus completely on yourself and you decide to let go of some of these things which are torturing you and to let go of some of this baggage which you're carrying around. And by doing that, you become the real star in your own life. You stop caring so much about the approval of other people, what other people think of you, and you start to look at yourself in a positive light, and you appreciate yourself for what you've gone through, that you've survived it, that you're still here, that you're still trying your best, and that you're still moving forward. And you become a star in your own eyes. And that is the best thing that can happen to you, because if you see yourself as someone wonderful and special, then you vibrate at a certain frequency, and that then allows other people to see you in the same way. It's obvious. If I see myself as a failure and guilty, then I will walk around with my head bowed, and in conversations I won't look people in the eye, and I will mumble my words and I'll just slink away, and I'm not going to make a great impression on people, and people won't be attracted to that. But if I really see myself as a survivor and someone who's done a lot of good in life and who is trying his best regardless of his flaws and who has hopes and is working towards them, then other people will resonate with that hopefulness and that positivity and that desire to do good. And they will be inspired by that. And this isn't arrogance. And the only warning about this card is that you can take it too far and that you can go into self-absorption and you can say, I am the bee's knees. I am it. And when you take it that far, then it again becomes unattractive to people because it comes across as arrogance and it comes across as no one is as wonderful as me, and then that's off-putting as well. But I don't really think you're taking it that far, because we've got all this water and you can't really be arrogant when you're being honest with yourself and when you're saying, I'm letting go of my disappointments and the things that I screwed up and I'm seeing my part in it. That is going to keep you humble. So this process brings a new beginning into your life. The third card of the major arcana, the Empress. By the way, these are all major arcana cards, so these are all big theme. So this is a big, important day in your life. The third card represents a new beginning. We see the planet of love and beauty here, Venus. So it's a new beginning in love, love for yourself and love for other people. The Empress is the archetypal mother figure, and she's covered in these beautiful pomegranates, fruits which represent love and richness and abundance, prosperity. And we've got a beautiful harvest here. The wheat is growing and nature is there and the river is flowing. So there's a new beginning in terms of loving nature, loving your life as it is, regardless of where you're at. Whether you're in a one-bedroom flat in East London somewhere and you've got mold in the windows, you will recognize that you're alive and that is good, and you can work to realize your dreams and you can make things better. Or you wake up and you see that you're sitting in a beautiful house and that you haven't appreciated that for the last 5 years, and you see it again for the first time today and you're like, God, I'm so lucky. I live in a beautiful house. There's a pool. I have a beautiful kitchen. I love this space and I'm grateful for it. And it's from that foundation of recognition of where you're at in life, that things can get better, that really the only way things are going to go is up. There's no energy today that actually allows you to think negatively. Everything is about forcing you to let go of the negative and seeing the good. So you're incredibly positive today, and you're really looking at a glimmer of hope in even the darkest situation. And the love that you have for yourself forces you to make a fresh start and to say, if I care about myself and if I love myself, I'm not going to allow myself to live in a place that has mold, for instance, that is damaging to me. If I love myself and I'm detoxing and I'm looking to the future, I'm not going to allow myself to work in a job that demands 60 hours a week but only pays me minimum wage. I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. And because you have this love for yourself, you activate the Wheel of Fortune, which is the 10th card of the Major Arcana, which represents a transition. And the Wheel of Fortune is sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. And all of the elements are around that, and it happens regardless of what's going on in the world. You personally have your own specific Wheel of Fortune and your own pattern of where you're up and what your own successes are, and when you're down and when you're stuck and you feel like the devil is running your life and it's just not moving. So we've got an angel there reading, we've got an eagle reading, a lion and a cow. So we've got every kind of spiritual creature that's unknown to us reading the story of our lives and understanding what it's about and having access to the Akashic records and who we are and what we're about and where we can go. And all we have is the wheel, a compass that we can't really read. And what we have to trust is that the wheel is always turning, which we do know. That's not something we have to trust. If you're over 10, you realize that life has its own rhythm to it, and sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. And today, you're transitioning into a happier time in your life. The Wheel of Fortune, yes, it represents this cyclical nature of the universe and of life, but it also represents things getting more positive for you and a transition into a more positive chapter in your life. And you're really the thing that's generating the shift and the moving of the wheel, because you're filled with energy that is about forgiving yourself. And the only way to let go of negative things and mistakes and things that hurt is by forgiving yourself. I messed up that relationship, but it's over now. It was 5 years ago. I forgive myself. I didn't know then what I know now, and I forgive myself. I let it go. I have hope that I can have another relationship in future because I'm a good person. I love myself. I love the world, and I know there are other people who are just as loving as I am. And because of that, I am fueling the wheel of fortune, and I'm giving it a good turn, and I'm spinning it around, and it means that I'm going to be on top with my knowledge, and I'm going to be victorious and successful in moving forward with my life, because I'm not beating myself up anymore, and I'm focusing on the good parts of who I am instead of the negatives. And because I celebrate myself, life is going to celebrate me, other people are going to celebrate me, and opportunities will come knocking at my door. Magic can happen. We live in a magical universe. We live on a planet that's full of bills and cars and jobs and things that seem really banal and unmagical. But we also live on a planet that has Niagara Falls and rainbows and Mauritius and amazing, magical, wonderful places which are really beyond our imaginings. And if you see yourself as the universe sees you, and you clear all the junk out, then, like I said, you vibrate at a much higher frequency, and that automatically gives the wheel a good spin, and you start to move on up out of the depths, out of the gutter of despair and disappointment and hopelessness, and you move up and you become the wise sphinx who's able to make good decisions about their life, and who's successful and victorious, and who powers through, and who creates opportunities for themselves by connecting with these wise higher beings, asking for help, using your own power, but saying, what are we going to do to make this life better? I love myself again. What can I do to make that be reflected in my daily experiences? Is it a nice house? Is it a decent place to live? Is it having clothes that present me in the way I see myself? Is it eating food that nurtures me and supports me, and where I feel like I've done something good for myself after I've eaten this meal? You know, everything can be a choice of, am I doing something that's loving for myself, or am I doing something that is just saying, I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough, and I'll just accept this and settle for it? You're not settling today, you're seeing your own divinity. Because of that, your life and the vibration of who you are magically transforms things in your daily experience, and on this day in particular, and you will get ideas, and you will naturally be able to make decisions which will transform your circumstances for the better, and your fortunes are going to change today as a result of your actions. So this isn't a normal Sunday. This is a day of real change, of really making alterations to your life so that it's better. And it all stems from love. And that's really so nice that that's the message of today's reading, because that's the key to everything. If we love ourselves, our lives work. If we don't love ourselves, our lives don't work. And the more you love yourself, the more your life will work. So start affirming that you're an amazing, wonderful creature, and let go of the negativity, and your life will start to function more effectively. Number-wise, we've got 17, and 3 is 20, and 10 is 30. 30 reduces to 3 in numerology, and 3 is about the Ascended Masters and guidance. So ask the Ascended Masters to help you make a fresh start and a new beginning, and you will get the information you need to start on your new positive path. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading about your specific circumstances, your life purpose, your vocational aptitudes, what's going on in your love life, what's coming up in your career, your finances, your spiritual development, your health, whether you're moving or whether you should move, or where the best place is for you to live. If you have any questions for me at all, please get in touch via my website for a personal reading. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.